Tomorrow will be 1 week since the bombing of the Rameswaram cafe in which 10 people were seriously injured. Nobody was dead, but not a single arrest has been made so far. And the picture you're looking at right now is a picture of the man believed to be the one who planted that explosive device inside the Rameswaram cafe. This is the first image of him, viewer, without his cap and mask. We've been reporting to you here on India Today how everything that he did once he walked towards the restaurant seemed to suggest that he was a professional. He was wearing a cap, he was wearing a COVID mask, he wasn't looking up or sideways in order to evade CCTV cameras from identification. But this image is of him on a bus traveling towards the Rameswaram cafe. So that's the reason why investigators and the NIA now have their first picture of this individual without his cap and mask. We don't have his name. We don't know if the investigators have his name, but they are tracking him. And he's been moving beyond Bengaluru and Karnataka's borders. Take a look at this latest report by our Karnataka Bureau.
The face of terror. The suspected Bengaluru cafe bomber. Unmasked first on India Today. The suspected terrorist planted an IED in Bengaluru's Rameswaram cafe, triggering a huge blast which injured 10 people. The suspect can be seen without a mask or hat travelling in a bus. India Today has decoded the movement of the accused, who has possibly fled towards Bhatkal, notorious for its terror links. On March 5th, the accused was seen in Karnataka's Tumkur with a mask and a cap. On March 6th, the accused took a bus to Karnataka's Gokarna from Andhra's Mantralaya. On March 7th, the accused can be seen getting off from the bus in Bhatkal before disappearing. The NIA has also intensified its probe. NIA officials visited Bellary to question terror suspects who were arrested in Bellary and Mangaluru in December, as it suspects a link to the cafe blast. India Today has learned from its sources that NIA is collecting information using CCTV. It will analyze CCTV videos using artificial intelligence to identify other accused. The same technology was used to identify Khalistani attackers who targeted Indian missions abroad. Sources have also told India Today that half a dozen suspects are on NIA radar, and photos of the second accused will be released soon. Karnataka Home Minister has said that probe agencies have got some vital clues.
ಅಲ್ಲ ತುಮಕೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಡ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಟೇಜಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿವರೆಗೂ ಅದನ್ನು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
With NIA taking over probe, is it a matter of time before the perpetrators are arrested? With Arvind Ojha in New Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So this individual who has a face but doesn't have a name, at least not in public just yet, we don't know if the National Investigation Agency has already been able to identify this individual, has been spotted on that bus making his way towards the Rameswaram cafe. So just to be clear, these are images from before the actual act of the bombing of the cafe. But from Bengaluru, we do know now from our sources in the investigating agencies that this individual, the bomber of the cafe, has travelled to Tumkur, which is near Bengaluru. He was seen near a bus stand with a mask and cap on March the 5th. Mantralayam in Andhra Pradesh, it's a holy town. He was there as well. Then he took a bus to Gokarna, which is on the western coast in Karnataka, south of Goa, on the 6th of March. And finally, Bhatkal in Karnataka, where he was seen getting off from a bus on March the 7th. So from Tumkuru into Andhra Pradesh and then back into Karnataka from Gokarna to finally the city of Bhatkal, which is on the coast, the Konkan coast of Karnataka. Joining me live now are Arvind Ojha, a crime bureau chief who's been reporting from Bengaluru, getting us many different layers of this unfolding story. Sagar Raj, who was among the first journalists on site reporting on this big story. Sagar, I quickly want to come to you first. The tracking of this individual who doesn't have a name just yet, but finally we can see his face clearly, or rather clearer than before. Traveling between Bengaluru, Tumkur, Mantralaya in Andhra Pradesh, then to Gokarna, then to Bhatkal. What more are the investigative agencies sharing with you? Have they been able to identify the individual? Does he have a name?
The investigating agency have not identified this particular accused, and they don't have the name. And that is one of the reasons that they are trying to find out the network of this particular accused. So they have raided Parapanagrahara prison, they have raided other prisons where they are trying to find out whether the previous terror accused, including Sharik, Maz Munir, T. Nazir, and others who have been arrested, have any kind of relationship with this terror accused in Rameswaram cafe. And they are also trying to establish the module, especially the Mangalore cooker blast module and this one. Both of them are similar modules where they have used timer, batteries, circuits, and bolt and nuts in both the blasts. And they know that there is some kind of similarity. Maybe these both are from trained by a same handler. So they have also questioned Sharik about this. They have also questioned a person who has been arrested in Coimbatore blast as well. So they are trying to join the dots and find out this particular accused. And when it comes to this particular accused, Shiv, he seems to be quite well aware about Karnataka. He knows about Bengaluru. He has done a recce much before. He has planted the explosion in Rameshwaram cafe, and that is one of the reasons that he has took only public transport to travel, whether to Tumkur, Bhatkal or Bellary. He has used only public transport. And even if you notice that when after planting the explosion in Rameshwaram cafe, he did not use footpath, he did not use pavement. He just walked on the main road so that he can avoid the CCTV cameras which is there on the shops on the footpath. So the next CCTV camera that you will find if you walk on the main road is only in one of the traffic junctions. So he was quite well aware about the CCTV cameras. He was quite well aware about the roads of Bengaluru. And that is the reason he has chosen public transport as well as the main road after the explosion.
So it's incredible that this individual has been tracked across at least 5 locations, across 5 cities, but we still don't know if he's been identified. He certainly hasn't been arrested yet. Arvind Ojha's report here on India Today yesterday has been viewed by millions of viewers about the, not only the kind of professional training this man appears to have used, but also possibly an international connection to this entire bombing. Arvind, वो जो international connection के बारे में जो हम बात कर रहे थे, पाकिस्तान या किसी और जगह से कुछ मॉड्यूल का कनेक्शन जो है, उसमें कुछ डेवलपमेंट हुआ है क्या इन्वेस्टिगेशंस के एंगल से?
नहीं, बिल्कुल. देखिए, सबसे पहला डेवलपमेंट अगर बताएं शिव, तो अब जो अक्यूज्ड है उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत मुश्किल नहीं होगा एजेंसीज के लिए, क्योंकि लगातार सीसीटीवी की जो रूट मैपिंग की गई उसके जरिए जो अक्यूज्ड है वो बेंगलोर के बाद जहां जहां पर गया और जो भटकल जहां पर उतरा वहां तक की उसकी लोकेशन ट्रैक की गई. बेल्लारी में उसका सीसीटीवी फुटेज मिला है. तो जो सोर्सेस है वो बताते हैं कि अब अक्यूज्ड को एटलीस्ट अरेस्ट करना का नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत आसान हो गया, क्योंकि बहुत से जगह पर उसको उसके फुटप्रिंट मिले हैं. अब जहां तक बात की जाए उसके इंटरनेशनल कनेक्शन की, जब अक्यूज्ड अरेस्ट होगा तभी डिस्क्लोज होगा. लेकिन हाल फिलहाल में कर्नाटका में जिस तरह का टेरर मॉड्यूल डेवलप हुआ है, चाहे सगर राज बता रहे थे एलईटी मॉड्यूल की अगर बात करें, जो जेल से बकायदा जो टी नासिर एलईटी का अक्यूज्ड है जिसने रेडिकलाइज किया, या फिर मंगलुरु ब्लास्ट की बात की जाए, जो शारिक है उसको भी जेल में, नागपुर की जेल में बंद एक अक्यूज्ड है अफसर पाशा, उसने रेडिकलाइज किया. तो ये सभी जो अक्यूज्ड है कहीं ना कहीं इंटरनेशनली जुड़े हुए. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, बेंगलोर में एलईटी मॉड्यूल की बात की जाए तो 2 उसमें जो अक्यूज्ड वो वांटेड चल रहे हैं, जिसमें एक का नाम सलमान है, जो दूसरा अक्यूज्ड है उसका नाम जुनैद है। दोनों के बारे में जानकारी मिली है कि वो बेंगलोर से एब्सकॉन्डिंग है, और इंडिया टुडे को जो एक्सक्लूसिव जानकारी मिली है उसके मुताबिक पहले वो दुबई में थे, उसके बाद वो अजरबैजान में है। तो अगर बेंगलुरु और कर्नाटका के ये मॉड्यूल के लोग बाहर बैठकर फंडिंग कर रहे हैं, तो इस वजह से एजेंसीज का मानना है कि हाल फिलहाल में जो टेरर मॉड्यूल एक्टिव हुए हैं, चाहे फौरतुल्ला गोरी जो पाकिस्तान में मौजूद है, उसके भी स्लीपर सेल साउथ इंडिया में काफी ज्यादा एक्टिव है। इसलिए एजेंसी मानती है कि ये जो पर्टिकुलर ब्लास्ट हुआ है ये एक ट्रेंड पर्सन है, जिसको ये पूरा बताया कि कैसे आपको सीसीटीवी में कैप्चर नहीं होना है, ब्लास्ट कैसे करना है, ब्लास्ट के बाद क्या करना है। ये सारे जो एक्ट है वो कम से कम सेल्फ रेडिकलाइज कोई अक्यूज है उसके तो नहीं लगते हैं। ऐसा लगता है एजेंसीज को कि जल्दी ये जो अक्यूज है वो एटलीस्ट आइडेंटिफाई हो जाएगा कि अक्यूज पर्टिकुलरली कौन है, कहाँ रहता है। लास्ट लोकेशन इसकी भटकल में मिली है।
Okay, Arvind and Sagar, thank you very much for joining us. Now let's just go straight to that story that Arvind had given us yesterday about how this man has been so sharply trained to avoid detection so far. Take a look at this report.
Take a good look. Examine these images closely. What do you see? Beyond a masked man planting an explosive device at Bengaluru cafe, there are some deeper clues that you're probably missing. Despite being recorded from 5 different camera angles, the individual in question consistently maintains a forward-facing gaze, never once turning to the left, right or above. There is no coincidence. Probe agencies are now considering the possibility that the individual, now the chief suspect in the Rameswaram cafe blast, may have received specialized training to avoid detection despite presence of multiple security camera in the vicinity of the restaurant that was hit by an IED attack last week. But that's not all. The bomber displayed a calculated awareness of surveillance, most likely faking phone usage both upon entering and exiting the cafe. Adding to his calculated act, the Bengaluru bomber can be seen checking the time on his watch while ostensibly holding a phone in the same hand. Arriving via a passenger bus, he lingers at the bus stop for some time before proceeding to his target, Rameshwaram cafe in Bengaluru's Whitefield. There was no coincidence, but a strategic lesson learned from the 2022 Mangaluru blast, where an IED detonated prematurely, likely due to abrupt movement of an auto rickshaw. Speaking of similarities, the crime scene evidence reveals striking similarities in the utility items used to create the IED in both incidents.
बेंगलोर में साल 2014 में चर्च गेट के पास भी एक कैफे के पास धमाका हुआ था। जो खुफिया एजेंसी के लोग हैं वो कहते हैं कि ऐसा लगता है कि 2014 में जो चर्च गेट के पास धमाका हुआ था, काफी कुछ इस रामेश्वर कैफे के बाहर जो आईईडी ब्लास्ट हुआ, काफी कुछ उसमें समानता है।
Make no mistake, the IED was meticulously planted with the intent to cause harm. Despite the extensive CCTV coverage in the city, the individual responsible for this act of terror remains at large. These factors have prompted probe and intelligence agencies to strongly consider the involvement of a proficient terror module, possibly operating from beyond India's borders. While attention has turned to the known active cross-border terror module, believed to be led by Farhatullah Ghori, an Indian-born fugitive residing in Pakistan. Only through a comprehensive investigation can the truth be unveiled. With Arvind Ojha and Ankit Kumar in New Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.